to Remoraz after earning, in an effort to earn the trust of High Cavalry Lord Aemir. Once they achieved that task, he revealed a plan to infiltrate Vela, the seafaring raider village to the east of Gilnoy. He described a plan to distract the Overture, which are the raiders of said village, while the party sneaks in through a mountain pass to the north. Whilst riding towards those mountains, they noticed a large flying creature perched atop the highest peak, that launched itself towards their direction, and they recognized it to be one of the ancient red dragons of the Crimson Riders, and we left off with it soaring directly overhead. Those of you who are new here or have been watching for a while would notice that we are missing Valvoth. Matt plays Valvoth. He will be away for a few games whilst he gets ready for his wedding. And we have Damien, who's joined us as a new player. So we look forward to all of that. So let's see how we go. All right, cool. So as you're all riding along, you can see some of the horses are starting to get a little bit skittish with the giant red dragon. You all look up, and it's a little bit of cloud cover, so you can't really make out the whole dragon, but you can see the underbelly kind of making its way through gaps in the clouds. Aemir kind of looks back and shouts an order that you can't really hear over the beating of these gargantuan wings. It's like every time there's a flap, your ears, like the pressure, there's this building of pressure in your ears that is intense. Is there anything?
Yeah, quick question. Are we riding like hard across an open field at the moment?
Yeah, because and even now that the dragon's overhead, the horses are riding even harder.
Okay, shit. Well, I'm just going to hold on for dear life, because if I've learned anything, it's I can't ride a horse. And I'm going to hope the horse heard the command that Aemir issued.
Yeah, it's definitely like it's continuing, like. But before long, the dragon doesn't seem to take any notice and continues flying to the west. So you guys are heading kind of northeast. It kind of flew straight over the top of you and continues on. And before long, it's out of range. Doesn't take too long before you're actually at the base of the mountains where you're meant to be heading towards the top of as part of your mission. Aemir kind of pulls up close and dismounts and beckons you forward.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pull up and I'll dismount.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow suit.
Well, this is where we leave you. You'll be looking here for should be here any moment. You'll have a guide through the mountain pass. One of our agents who we've sent this way. There's a small rustle in a bush nearby, and stepping out from behind. Damien, do you want to describe it?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see a like sort of average height human, a lot of like baggy sort of traveling clothes over them, a hood currently up, and you can see there's like a lot of dust and maybe dirt that's sort of smeared on them, which gives them this like pallid sort of look. A small sort of orange goatee which is like done up into this little braid, and some medium length like orange hair which comes out of the hood. A shield across their back, as well as a number of pieces of traveling gear, tents, bedroll, etc., as well as a small like short sword sort of sticking out of the traveling robes. No armor that you can see, and sort of like peeking up out of a bit of cloth around his neck, you can see this little albino weasel just sort of examining you all as he does. But he instantly sort of like locks eyes with the cavalry lord.
Who are you? To look around. Does anybody recognize this guy?
Yeah, you can see Aomer is kind of walking up to him and, son, what news?
Other than what I've already sent back to you anyway, nothing greatly has changed. There are a couple of Ettins in the mountains that might make our passage difficult, but given the opportunity, we should be able to sneak in.
Well, you're crafty. You always have been. These are the ones that you need to take with you. And he kind of points to these four strange characters. Valvoth still present.
Is he still drugged up, or has he come down yet?
He's looking pretty sick. He like sweating and like pale. Like he's a pale guy already, but like he's like color is completely gone, and he's like wrapped up in like a rug, kind of like Lisa from that episode of The Simpsons where she's like, "I am the Lizard Queen."
I look to the others. Well, what do we want to do about him? He doesn't look like he'd be able to make the journey.
Question.
Yeah.
I know I don't actually get the ability to do it until level 10, but if I slipped a ring on his finger, could I temporarily, I don't know, like a Pokeball?
That might be a question you'd have to ask a certain genie.
Right. Okay, oh shit, I forgot his name.
Please openly use magic in front of Aomer. I want to see how this goes.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and you know what? It came from my brain, and I forgot it too. So don't feel bad.
Oh wait, no. Isaf.
Isaf, that's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I was gonna say Idris, but
I'm sure it'll change
yeah, no.
at some point.
And the genie
yeah, I'm gonna,
canonically be Idris Elba. Please.
Yes. That's how I'm picturing him now.
I can't do a Cockney accent.
Isn't he in some show or movie where he's got like these like eyes glow or something like that? I don't know. Yeah, that's how I'm thinking of him. I don't know if that's actually what it looks like.
Well,
It is now.
Yeah.
It is now. Yep. Great. My guy's Idris Elba. Great.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually. Do I know how this works? Like, do I know how to contact him?
Yeah, you could try.
Okay.
It was very telepathic beforehand.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna telepathically link to Idris Elba, and kind of ask him hey, we've got a friend who we might need to put up for a while. Think he can come and hang out with you for a bit.
I mean,
Could we make that happen?
there's not a whole lot of room in here, but I could give him my best shot. And you can hear this, he's rummaging around. Kind of, it sounds like he's almost tidying up. Just put your hand on him.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to the group and be like, "Do you guys cause some kind of distraction or something quickly? Or does it look like that would even be achievable, or is it he's Em is definitely gonna notice?"
I mean, you could probably there's two other riders right next to him, kind of that are almost there to stop him from falling off.
I look to Biddy and say, and sort of motion to the other riders, and then I walk over to Aomer and just sort of say, "Hey, do you have a moment? I just need to chat to you privately. Maybe over in that bush over there."
Is this my bush or?
It's
Yeah, sure. If there's just the one bush, that's fine.
he turns.
As they head over to the bush, I'm gonna lean down and whisper to the horse to just buck and go absolutely mental.
Okay, so Biddy, can you make a persuasion roll for the horse?
Whoa.
It just looks back at you and
Not great. Well, that's not helpful.
it tills the earth with its hoof, but that's about it.
I'm not actually a horse eater. You can trust me.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Come on.
Aemir kind of follows you towards the bush, but he's not getting in the bush.
I just look back at him.
And you go,
What's the matter?
You asked me to come over here.
No, I mean, but why won't you follow me into this bush?
I don't make a habit of following men into bushes.
You might like it. You don't know.
There's nothing that I appreciate that some people like it one way. If you, and he's going a little bit red. Look, happy for you to do what you want to do with your life, but I'm not following you into that bush. What do you want? We can do it here. We're far enough.
Okay, well, sure. Look, the thing I really wanted to talk to you about, can we go to the other side of the bush? If you won't come into it, we can go around the other side here. It's a bit private, you know?
We're private enough. This is... I want people in view. I want people to be able to see me.
Fair enough. So I'll position myself so that his back is toward Shade.
Fair
so
enough.
I'm like in front of him.
Can I sorry.
Oh yeah, you go.
I was gonna say, can I like take Valboth, like, I don't know, like find a spot, maybe there's some horses around that it's gonna be a little bit harder to kind of see.
Yeah, just make
I'm
it...
gonna turn to the other two riders and look up from the horse and go, you guys know I didn't eat horses, right? This is completely ridiculous, and just go on a full rant about how I don't eat horses.
Alright, Aiden, make a deception roll. Biddy, we're gonna run off your persuasion check. Because these checks are gonna bring down the DC, determine the DC of Shade's sleight of hand check.
God damn it.
We're really good at running distractions.
Cool. Roll of sleight of hand check, Shade.
Oh no.
It's gonna
I've
have
got a
to
plus
be
3 to it, that's not so bad.
I mean, to be honest, that roll is very much
fuck.
in keeping with the role play.
Is it a natural one? It's
It's in that one.
So, you hear Biddy and Aiden kind of having these discussions, and you walk up and you place your hand on Valvoth to try and get him off, and that Isaf takes that as an immediate, alright, cool, now we're going. And you all hear this sound that's louder than almost the dragon that went over the head before, and everyone's heads snap and look at Valvoth as he disappears in a cloud of smoke into Shade's ring. The guards that are sitting next to him both draw their swords, and Aemir's...
But he's looking at me, right?
No, he turned. 'Cause the sound...
When, as it happens, yeah,
the
sure.
sound of Valvoth disappearing was so loud. What? What did you do with your friend?
I think your ring's malfunctioning a bit. I don't think that's supposed to happen.
Well, I mean, look, I know this seems strange, but if you have been traveling most of the last few days, you'd know that people disappear into like puffs of smoke and whatnot. That happens all the time for us. It's just another day.
Normal.
So, yeah, don't worry about it.
And the two guards are like kind of approaching Shade, and Aemir goes, just one moment.
Like hold up my hand and like look at the ring and kind of fake absolute horror and terror, like, oh my god, you know,
Aemir
as if I've like, you know, disintegrated this guy and pretending that I have absolutely no idea what's just happened and I'm like mortified.
And Aemir kind of walks up to you and, boy, I know you might not be in control of these powers, and I know that there is some level of trust that you've earned with me, but you might want to avoid using the magic that you're accused of using against innocent people in a terroristic fashion. It's gonna make it a harder time for me to convince other people to trust you as well.
And like still faking my horror, I'm gonna like look up and yes, sir.
Well, this is my son. And how do you pronounce? Is it Aemund?
Yeah, Aemond.
This is my son Aemund.
Yeah, Aemond looks absolutely just confused at the display of these terrorists he has to sneak into a raider city that just went down.
He will guide you through the mountains and help you infiltrate Vela. He has some information about Esther, my daughter, and he will help you in the investigation. If you can find her, I will gladly defend your honor. Maybe we can unravel the mystery around these disappearances and strange happenings.
I will. And as this is happening, I'm going to walk over to. Was it Aemond?
Yeah.
Yep, so I'm going to walk over to him and just extend my hand.
Yep, I'll take it.
My name's Aiden, and your father's filled me in on the situation. I'm very sorry for your loss, and I and my comrades here will do what we can to help.
Well, as long as you don't vaporize me in the process, I think we'll get along just fine.
We'll do our best, but no promises. I'd say that with a smirk.
Yeah, let's have a bit of a chuckle.
I'm gonna like really quietly walk up beside him and just go, "Hello."
Now, is this to me or is this to the weasel?
Well, yeah, I sort of look at you as you look at me and shake my head and go, "Not you," and then look back at the weasel.
Yeah, the weasel's like little, and it is like this little albino weasel. It's just like pure white, like the red eyes just poking out of the collar.
You're using like your talk to small animals?
Hi, how's it going?
It's pretty good. I just wanted to say hi. I'm Biddy. It's
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Did we decide on a name for your albino weasel?
Yeah, his name is Bandit.
Oh, I'm Bandit. Oh, I'm Aemond's familiar.
What's he like? Is he alright?
Oh, he's pretty special.
Special. Alright, I'll accept special. As long as
Yeah.
he's nice to you, that's okay.
Oh, he's real nice. He gives me lots of stuff, and sometimes just sends me on little scouting adventures. Only once or twice have I been stomped on, and yeah, it's pretty good.
Alright. Well, that's good then. It's nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
And I kind of look back up at Aemond and go, and
Yeah.
walk away.
The entire like exchange of sort of looking at Aiden, just oh nice.
So after Biddy's finished conversing with the thing that I didn't understand in the conversation, I'll just look at her to get like a bit of a read on.
It's like a bunch of just
Weasel squeaks.
Yeah, so does Biddy looks like satisfied?
He just gives you a thumbs up and goes back to the horse.
All right. Well, everything checks
like
out here.
that
I
one.
think we're happy.
I don't know about him, but I like the little one.
Aemir.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, you did. You got me good. Says to find a way to signal us when you want us to start the distraction, and we'll commence it. We'll keep an eye on the mountaintop.
Sorry, just some logistical questions for that.
Mm-hmm.
How, like, would you be able to see, like a fire arrow, for instance, from like the front of the town to the mountain?
Yeah. Depends
Okay.
on how, like, or I guess it depends. Like a fire arrow, maybe not, but if there was some kind of fire of a certain
Okay.
size, like a bit more than a fire arrow, probably.
All right, sweet. Just gauging distance.
Like a fireball.
A fireball, yes. Bolt.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so I'll just look at him and sure enough, I'll have it done. As long as we, don't get eaten along the way or anything. I'm sure we're all very good at sneaking around, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they'll never see me coming.
Good.
Most people don't pay attention to me anyway because I'm very far under their eye line. I'm great at sneaking. I also go very slowly though.
I'm just gonna. Yep.
Okay, well, make sure that you would give us at least one day to get into position. At the moment, it's coming up on mid-afternoon. By the time you've actually reached the base of the mountain, so about this time tomorrow we'll be in place. And so good luck.
How much time do we have for the rest of the day?
Probably roughly about 4 hours before it's pitch black.
And how long does it take to traverse the mountain pass?
Probably about 8 hours. Oh, sorry, 6 hours.
Yeah, so I just looked at Aemond. Do you have somewhere we can set up camp, or do you think we'll be able to get over that pass before nightfall?
We could at least get part way up the pass, camp somewhere there, and then continue the rest of the way tomorrow.
Safe, or do we need to be on guard?
We should be on guard always, but there are a couple of giant Ettins that call the pass home.
Oh, wonderful. All right then. Well, we're in your hands. Lead the way.
So yeah, with that, Amir kind of gets on his horse and commands everyone else, and you, for the first time in quite a long time, you're no longer being escorted by armed guards that would turn on you, and you seem to have your own free agency. There's like a almost thundering sound rolling off into the distance as you watch the cavalry kind of dip below a hill line and out of sight. And before you is just a large mountain with a single path heading towards the top. What would you like to do?
Yeah, so as soon as they've like ridden over that hill, and Aemir would would have like sort of watched them. Eamon, sorry.
Yeah. I got yourself.
But pretty much as soon as they're like out of sight and the cavalry charge is sort of stopped, he'll like lean over and sort of let out like a big sigh of relief. He's like, "Man, that guy is such a buzzkill."
Your father.
Yes. Did you see, like you hit that person and then all of the swords came out and oh my god. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to it, having grown up in Kistronda and surrounding areas. It's quite common to have people that are a bit standoffish to the use of magic openly.
Man, I suppose so. Anyway, do we want to camp here at the base of the mountain for the night and make a bigger trip tomorrow? Probably safer. Or we could move partway up the mountain.
Well, I suppose if we're partway up, we might have a better vantage point, able to spot anything that's coming for us in the middle of the night. But I suppose I defer to your judgment.
I do know land very well. Let's travel up the mountain.
Can't tell if this is in character or if this is Damien.
That was in character.
Okay. Can I, like, and do I... Yeah, you weren't subtle. I'm going to say I pick up on that. All right, then. So I'm going to follow closely and keep an eye on Aemond and just assess whether I think he is capable of leading us across this thing safely, given the kind of lack of confidence I got in that answer.
Yeah, do you want to roll an insight check?
Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? Nice.
Oh god.
That's right. We get the bad ones out of the way.
Yeah, exactly. And when you fight that red dragon when it comes back, it'll be fun. No, like you just met him. It's a bit hard to read. You're not 100% sure. Your doubts are still there, but
yeah, it's probably just a personality quirk or something. You know, I'm sure he knows what he's doing.
Exactly.
I kind of look at you all and say, I don't know what it is about me that makes you think that walking up a mountain is a great idea. But if you insist, we can do it. I don't know how fast it will be. But if you want to make a 350-year-old gnome walk up a mountain, that's on your conscience, not mine.
I suppose that's a good point. This mountain that we're going up, is it easily traversable, or do we need to actually scale the thing?
I'll have to defer to you there.
Yeah, no. There's parts of it that are going to be tough, but from the especially the early climb, there is not an obvious path, but definitely a walkable one. It's not. It's kind of hidden, but at the same time, it's not like rough terrain or anything. It's a genuine path that will walk up the hill. It's not too steep, but it is a mountain climb.
Yeah, cool. So my answer would be along the lines of, it would be probably best that we do go up tonight. We'll get the harder parts out of the way first. It's sort of a bit of a descent on the way into the town, so that'll be easier.
I didn't know that when I signed up to be an adventurer there would be this much walking. No one told me that. But, alright, let's go.
For Biddy's sake, can I use my newly acquired Mold Earth cantrip just to kind of keep firing that off in front of us to kind of save it a bit, smooth it out, yeah. Or maybe save it for if there's any spots that are a bit rough.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Definitely. I think especially with the mountain area, if there's any areas that kind of just a bit harsher stone, you could smooth out for her. So it is definitely easier for her because of the things that you're doing.
The first time that you use Mold Earth, Eamon will sort of jump on the spot and pull out his short sword and magic! Just kidding. Put his sword away.
know a familiar when I see one. Magic boy.
I mean, there are many ways to have a familiar.
Just gonna look at you really suspiciously.
He just he gives you the eyebrows.
Word of advice in this group: don't step in any magic circles. Don't pick up any glowing objects, or just generally don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything.
Just if you want to stay on this material plane, or just
stay alive.
I'd recommend it. We've had a few incidents lately, so if you're planning on sticking around, just yeah.
Well, as exciting as all of those sound, I had planned on letting Aiden step into the magic circles and touch things and do stuff first, so this works out.
He's done a pretty good job so far, wouldn't you say, Betty?
He's done alright.
He's
I mean, he's
stabilized.
still here
Yeah,
on this
Good.
plane.
had a pretty bad run there for a while.
We're walking and talking, I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I figured as much. Now, are you? You're obviously not walking. If you're walking and talking, you're not doing it stealthily, hey?
Yeah, so I'm imagining like maybe the first hour of the climb is sort of just like getting up onto the pass, like more of the
Yeah.
rugged sort of ascent, and then after, like when I think it's necessary, I will like quieten everyone down and ask them to try and be hidden.
Yeah. So the first.
Clink, 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 clink.
Yeah. Well, the first initial like as you start to walk, is Biddy especially, you kind of like get distracted by the conversation, and it's like, all right, cool. And before long, you've noticed, oh, I'm walking up a mountain pass. Everything around you is like this kind of light grey, slate stone with bits of, foliage and greenery kind of growing out of different spots. It's not like too bad in terms of like it's not like a desolate wasteland kind of mountain. It's trees are growing. There's soil beneath your feet most of the way, with certain parts of the trail turning into hard stone. You travel probably about 2 to 2.5 hours before you get to a point where there has been a rock slide. And you know that like this has happened before. Like this has happened before. Like you've crossed this area. Getting across this will require like a bit of a climb.
So rock slide, is it like boulders or is it more like
Yeah.
loose sort of? Okay.
Bit of both. Like there's a massive boulder that's kind of rolled down and taken out the actual path, and then there's like a massive amount of different sized boulders and stones and things kind of slid down after it and covered.
Cool. Yeah, I'll like turn towards the character that has not introduced themselves to me, and and I'll just the thing you were doing with the stone before. Do you think you could make us a bit of a path over?
See why not? Kind of like wiggle my fingers. Very impressed with my newly acquired abilities and would I be able to move the boulder with Mold Earth? Do you reckon? 5-foot kid.
Probably not. You could chip away at it, but it's gonna take a solid So I'm doing the math really quickly. 6. So it's 5 feet. 5-foot cube. It'd take you probably a good hour to get through this rock slide.
Guys, I might need a little bit of help with this one.
So if we were to traverse it at a glance, and up to you whether I can really determine this from a vantage point, but how long would it take if we were to skillfully climb over it or through it or navigate around it?
Cool. Maybe an extra, to get to the top of the, it's definitely scalable because there's rocks kind of jutted out everywhere. It'd probably take about 5 minutes to get to the top of the thing with a good climb.
Yeah, versus an hour of time to clear it.
Yeah.
Stairs.
Kinda. It's not well laid out, but it's...
Try to mash it together and as we're climbing up.
Yeah, you could
Or
definitely
make it
help.
less likely we're gonna fall off.
Yeah, if you're gonna climb that, I'd say I'd give it an advantage on an athletics check.
Okay.
So you said that this has happened before. Is it common, or is it sort of like it's happened and
like,
it's just taken that perspective?
On your way back down, and like you've crossed this thing since you've been here, like
Yeah, cool. And you said 2 hours travel, so that's like 2 hours of daylight left, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so I would probably bring up with the group and just say maybe it's actually better if we camp here with this to our backs for the night. At least it keeps us out of more dangerous territory, and then we can get up a bit earlier, make the rest of the hike in the morning.
Aye, works for me.
For me.
Cool. Making camp.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we'll camp near here, like preferably with something sort of to our backs, if that makes sense.
Yeah. There's kind of like you can obviously have the wall, like the mountain, a mountain wall to your back, or with the rock slide as well, or there's a few trees a bit further back, maybe about not even 5 minutes, like back. There's like a small grouping of trees along the path.
Yeah, maybe I would probably lead them back to the trees. I would want, so just thinking of Ettins, I would want to be able to hear like the sounds of any like rocks moving or being pushed around by such large creatures. So within those parameters.
Yeah. Do you want to do that? Like, are you listening for that now, or?
No, like more when we're camping and resting for the
yeah,
night.
sure. So how are we camping? Are we having a watch, or?
I will definitely take 2 hours of watch.
I definitely shall as well. Also keeping an eye out for just how traveled this path is, if I can identify anything that might have come through this way recently.
Yeah, make a survival check for traps, for tracks and things.
Anybody want to help?
Yeah.
Cool, with advantage.
Can I give you disadvantage?
I mean, it really wouldn't have mattered.
Doesn't matter. I mean, there's tracks. There's definitely, it's been travelled. There's not too many, but like especially since you've kind of come up and now like you're walking back towards the tree line, it's kind of hard to tell now because you've kind of walked over this area and you're starting to you go, oh wait, there's heaps. Oh wait, no, that's us.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, it's not a main road or anything, but it's definitely a path that's commonly taken by people crossing this pass or going over the other side of this mountain.
It's a bit hard to tell if it's common. It's definitely not a main highway.
It's like a sheep trail, like a goat trail.
Yeah, kinda. It like at points as well. It becomes impossible to walk like more than one, like in a single file.
Yeah, I suppose just broadly, because obviously my role doesn't support anything specific or useful, but I'm just trying to work out if this is a path that that seems in use.
Not particularly. Like on surface level, like outside of your guys' tracks, it doesn't seem to be used at all.
Yeah, okay. So it's not. It's maybe not surprising that it's blocked off right now with the rocks and whatnot.
Yeah. Cool. So making it way back to the tree line, you're able to set up camp fairly easily. Are you like what kind of camp is it? Just
pretty rudimentary, I imagine. I'm just gonna like put out a bedroll, maybe start like a small little campfire if we wanted it.
Cool.
As you go to do that, I'll just inquire. Do we need to worry about anything being attracted by the light? I mean, how cold does it get in these parts at night time? Is like heat an issue?
Edmund, you know over the past couple of days, this side of the mountain that you're on currently, it's not too bad. Like the heat, like the cold of the night doesn't really hit too hard. But as soon as you get to a point up the top, there's a sea breeze that kind of rolls over the mountain that is like cuts to the bone.
Cool. So I'm aware that there are these creatures. Do I know whereabouts? Like, are they sort of further up the path that I haven't really explored?
You encountered them probably about another 2 hours after this rock slide.
Okay.
At this kind of like fork in the road.
So I would look towards unintroduced character still, and I would just like sort of broadly talking to all of you, and just if we are worried about night, which it could be a problem, we could always, excavate a bit of earth and create some sort of oven of sorts.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you think that's necessary, I'm only asking in general, not familiar with the parts or exactly what we might run into. But since we're on stealth mission, I sort of thought keep our presence unknown.
In the time that I've been here, I haven't seen any other humans or otherwise traveling the mountain, and there's been a couple of giant kin, but they're not the smartest. Really, we don't need the fire. It was just a suggestion.
All right. Well, let's risk it. I could do with some tea anyway.
Nice.
I love tea. But he's just been sitting there like sulking for ages, like with her shawl wrapped around her, and you say something about tea and she immediately perks up.
I'll get this fire going and I'll make you some biddy.
I will ask Shay to create like a pit of sorts to hide the fire from like eyeline.
Oh, ask me to do all the work. I suppose I can help out pitching.
Well, not all of us are as capable as you.
Oh yeah, make the pit thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Easily
cool.
done now with your new ability.
Yeah.
So, who's taking first watch as night starts to approach?
Happy to stay up.
Just by the way, in terms of where we are, is it like cliff, road, cliff, or is it like in between a mountain?
Yeah, no. So this is like it's cliff, road, but this certain part has kind of opened up a little bit, and it has a few trees sitting in it, so you can. It's like a small grouping, and then another cliff.
Okay.
So it's kind of
It's
like
kind of like that scene in The Lord of the Rings,
It's
of
like
like
a
walking along the
ridge.
mountain.
yeah,
That
yep,
one. Yep.
And then, but like it's almost like this part's like a little, recess. Like it's kind of a bit wider. It's
Yep.
more comfortable.
Almost like a plateau.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah. So Aiden, do you want to make a perception check for me?
And before I started resting, I would take Bandit and I'd sort of like scoop him up, his little fat butt,
Yep.
and I'd hand him like a couple of like little dried crickets and just be like, if you could stay up for the night and keep your eye out as well, that would be helpful.
Oh yeah, I can do that. I'll. Do you want me to do it up in one of them trees?
Yeah, I was going to say the trees would probably provide a few insects if you wanted.
Oh yeah.
Just straight up the tree.
Yeah, cool.
And
cool.
you at points you hear like a real quick rustling and leaves start to fall down. And can you roll a perception roll for him as well?
Yeah.
Aiden, sitting there, you can hear the like wind kind of rolling over the top of the mountain. Looking around, it's not particularly too hard. Like it's not particularly too dark at the moment. But there seems to be nothing of major concern or interest at this time.
It's like a pretty clear starry night, no real cloud cover.
Yeah, there's like spotty clouds and things, especially in this area. Bandit's probably not
I
doing
was
the
gonna
best
say
job looking out. He's
has keen hearing and smell. I don't know if that would count.
okay.
here.
Definitely roll.
But he's nearsighted, right?
Cool. Yeah, he definitely doesn't really keep the best watch out, but doesn't seem to notify you straight away of anything, especially in the first couple of hours.
Uses his keen hearing and smell to find more bugs, I imagine.
Yeah, that's more about it. So who's taking the second watch?
I'm happy to.
Cool. Can you roll a perception roll for you? And
Yep.
we'll just run off that same one.
So just quickly, I think before Eamon's watch, whereas my watch is coming to an end,
Yep.
probably got a little bit bored by the end of it, so he's just sitting there with his sword out and staring, staring at that jade tower and stuff that runs through the hill.
Mhm.
And after a while, his gaze sort of focuses off from that, and it is drawn to the fire,
Mhm.
and he just seems deep in thought for a good 5 or so minutes before he comes to his senses and goes over and wakes up Eamon to take the watch.
Cool.
Cool.
So with a 16. It's getting kind of close to midnight, and you're not quite sure, but you think you hear the skittering of stone, kind of up the path the way you would be heading.
Okay. So I'll use prestidigitation to instantly snuff the campfire,
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna shake Aiden awake.
How far into the watch did this happen?
Yeah, you like just fell asleep, like you like just going into this nice dream about being like nice and warm, and then you get kind of shaken awake a little bit.
Yeah, I immediately I think that I've heard something, and I'd rather trust my senses. I would wake the others, but I feel like Biddy might kill me, and I'm uncertain of the other fellow.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't give you the impression that I'd kill you for waking me up after 5 minutes. I rub my eyes. What was it you heard?
Like this skittering of stone, maybe something moving across it, disturbing them.
All right. Can we get a closer look? I mean, I'm not the stealthiest, so if we want to do this quietly, maybe better waking up one of the others.
Right, your choice.
I'm trying to think back now whether Bitty or Shade is more stealthy.
Roll a history check.
Yeah, I'm actually trying to think to myself. I remember there was one time we tried to sneak up to a cave. I can't remember who was really good at it.
Probably old mate that got vaporized.
Yeah,
no doubt.
probably. Oh, come on.
Dude, just
As
I'm
you're
just
trying
going to go to
recall-
sleep. This is not my
Yeah.
day.
as you're like making a face thinking about it, I'm like, Gnome's a little.
Yeah.
Does that help?
yeah, no, that's 100%. Like he's that's the line of thought. It's you remember Biddy being like really quiet for for such a short, small character, like small gnome. You're like, oh yeah, of course, she's probably the more stealthier of the two.
Yeah. All right. Well, sure. Yeah. All right. I'll awaken Biddy and just let her know what's going on.
She pulls.
I feel like as soon as you step near her, just one eye just like bursts open. It's like, what?
Oh, what the? Okay. Listen, we heard some noises, but might be better if you check it out, maybe with Eamon, and I'll keep an eye on Shade here.
Right. Sure. Which direction were the noises?
Yeah, I mean,
up,
look
up,
over to Eamon.
up the path.
It was yeah, like up the path, right? So yeah, towards the rock slide, I imagine.
I'm going to wild shape into something.
Giant octopus.
Yeah, that one. Let me think. What is this? I can't remember what any of the stealthy animals are.
Fly.
Mic on, mic off.
Giant crocodile probably isn't gonna do me much good right this second. I'll wild shape into like a squirrel or something.
Yep.
Something little.
Cool.
And like run up the path.
Alright. Roll a stealth check for me with squirrel.
God, I don't know.
Let me quickly grab that out for you. Squirrel.
Is there one?
There's probably, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yep. +4.
Alright. Oh my god. This is the loudest squirrel that's maybe ever existed.
So Aiden, just watch the squirrel like running off and just knocking stones out of the way.
Yeah, there's like the pot and the teapot and things are blown over, knocked over because it's dark now. You put the fire out.
I mean, but when they see me, like when they inevitably see me, they will just see a squirrel. So.
Yeah, like you watch as Biddy turns into a squirrel and just basically starts charging down, and you watch as like the small puff of dust is thing. You get around the corner and you get back towards the landslide, and as you're trying to kind of come up to it, you push down on this loose bit of shale that just starts rolling down the hill, and it builds and starts to pick up more stones as it rolls, and all of a sudden it turns into this massive, and you watch as some of the pathway that you've just tracked over falls away, and from the other side of the landslide in front of you hear and you watch a giant hand kind of come over the top of the landslide and start to pull away stones. What do you want to do?
Would I recognize what kind of creature this might be?
You know it's a giant of some kind. You can't quite see all of it yet, but...
Right. I'm gonna run back up the path very quickly and like run up onto Eamon's shoulder and just start making really loud squirrel noises at him.
As you're running back, you can hear the scraping and like there's rumbling happening, and you hear between even though you don't understand it, you can tell that there's at least two different like a call and response, like two different voices in this different language.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit on his shoulder and sort of with my little squirrel arms be like like big, like stretching my arms out as far as I can and making really frantic squirrel noises.
So frantic squirrel noises happen. I'm gonna like kick Shade like in the foot, like not a harmful kick. I'm just trying to wake him up.
Like,
Even there. Oi, get up!
As soon as he's like showing signs of consciousness, I'll begin casting a spell. I want to cast.
He's to bed now.
The clown has no penis.
Oh, I miscalculated. I would have first, quickly put the squirrel on the tree, and then I would have kicked Shade, and then I will cast Invisibility at the 4th level to make Aiden, Shade, and Eamon all invisible, hoping that the squirrel hides in the tree.
Cool.
Oh, my idea.
So as you place Biddy into the tree, you turn and cast Invisibility just as this giant footfall comes stomping around the corner, and you all disappear. you watch as a foot kind of comes around the corner, followed by another one, and coming around the corner, this giant, about like creature, humanoid, up into the point where you see its head. Instead of just having one head, it has two that kind of are looking out in the different directions, watching where it's walking. And you can see it having a conversation between the heads. And the other one's... Any of you... I don't think any of you speak Giant.
I almost took it.
Oh man, every other character I've ever played always has giant.
I had Giant in my sheet, and then I changed it to something else.
God damn it. This is the one time.
And...
I'm gonna run up the tree to where...
Does dwarf help?
Does what?
Does dwarvish help me at all?
I mean, it's kind of a little bit. It's like kind of old English to current English. Like it's like you when you play an Age of Empires, you're like, oh yeah, no, that's a word.
Wait, I speak Primordial, and apparently the giant language was a debased form of it.
Yeah, it's like you think you start to pick up a word or two, but it's a bit hard to make out. Primordial, all right. For Primordial, just make a intelligence check, Biddy.
That I can do.
See if you can get any kind of...
Come on.
No, it's...
All this mountain climbing has really put Biddy out of whack.
You... For a second, you think maybe they're talking about food, but... Like there's a... Yeah, the word food maybe, but it's hard to tell.
I'm gonna run up the tree to where Bandit is.
As you do, this weasel kind of looks at you.
I don't know if I can talk to him while I'm like this.
You retain your features when you're wild shaped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at him and go, there's a thing, a big thing down there. I think everyone else went invisible. I don't know. Maybe they wiped out of existence like everyone else. I can't keep up with it. Do you know what they're saying?
Let me check.
And just telepathically, Emmond, you hear in it,
What's going on? Am I hiding?
Yeah, telepathically back. Please hide. Please hide.
Biddy, you watch as Bandit just goes still, like just immediately freezes, doesn't move, just is in the branches, just not moving.
This bright white
ferret.
Everybody knows that giant skeletons or whatever you have the same ISO as T-Rex, where if you stand still,
Yeah.
it won't see you.
Like, it's definitely covered in this tree. Like on the branch you're on, like you're kind of enveloped by leaves and things. These are quite full blown trees. But yeah, he doesn't make any effort to kind of like hide in a burrow or anything like that. There's not really much any area to go to. As you're all kind of invisible, are you just like staying in the camp, or what's going on?
Is it moving towards us?
It's definitely moving towards you. Each footfall kind of feels like a little unnerving, because it might be, oh shit, like it might be rolling, like cause another landslide into us.
So I would quietly say, because I don't know where the others are really, just we should move. And I'll start pitter pattering, like just away from the camp, in a direction it's not coming from.
Cool. Roll stealth checks with advantage.
But does it look like from where it is, it's in range to smack me? Like, does it have I can't remember. Did you say it had a weapon of some kind?
It is holding kind of a big, what looks like a tree that it's fallen down and stripped, and kind of broken in half and turned into a makeshift club.
Does it look like it could smack me from where it is, or has it got like a few more footsteps before it will be able to do that?
it definitely like it's got maybe 1 or 2 footsteps before it's on top of you.
Yeah, all right. Better move then. But I will probably let. I'll wait a few seconds. Obviously, I can't see them, but but they're so close that even just their movement should give me an indication if they've started to move. Because what I don't want to do is walk into them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm getting at? I don't want to like bump into them whilst I'm already terrible at stuff.
Oh, they're definitely like you've definitely got a way to move. Like you're not gonna.
Okay.
And you're able to run pretty far off. I'm just gonna.
I would want to be like, I don't know, 50, 60 feet.
Cool. As you're kind of running away, you hear. Shade, while you're invisible, is there anything you want to do?
I want to look. When I'm invisible, can I see that I'm invisible? Like, can I?
Yeah.
How does that work?
You definitely would be able to see your body.
Okay, I can see my own body.
No, you wouldn't. Sorry, like
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can see through
Right.
your hands.
Okay. I'm gonna like, kind of open my eyes. Like, oh, fuck's sake. What the hell?
You would get a straight roll. So
I think isn't Invis just +10, or is it advantage?
no, it's advantage. Pass without a trace is a +10.
Cool. 16.
Yeah, I'm gonna like, what the fuck? I'm gonna like look up and go, oh shit. And like get up and kind of start like, really slowly, try not to make a sound or do anything, like sneak away.
All right,
Guys, what the fuck?
make a stealth roll with advantage.
9 and a 15.
You hear as you're all kind of making your way, more grunts. And you watch as a second giant creature makes its way around the corner. And they like all start making their way towards the camp, and they see the campfire and start. The first one that came through kind of ignores most of the camp and starts walking towards where Aemond had kind of run off. It's looking around and kind of looks back at its head and
So I think, so I'm just continuing to move. Like we got away from the initial one, and I'm just continuing with that, trying to move far enough away that they don't follow.
Cool. It is going to.
Point of order is that I said I put the campfire out. I don't know if that happened.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did.
let's
But,
go
like,
see the
it's
setup.
it's like as it's gone out, it's fine, but like the campfire is still physically there, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
cool.
one of the second one's kind of come over and just like looked at it and everything. The first one's kind of walked over to where you were at Aemond, and suddenly this big tree comes slamming down just where you were, not where you are. You feel the ground kind of shudder. And it's like brings the tree up and it takes this like swinging like baseball bat style hit at the tree where Biddy and Bandit are.
Can I pick up a rock or something nearby me?
Yeah,
Am I able to pocket dimension bandit?
yeah, you do. Biddy, you watch as Bandit just out of existence, which you've seen before.
Well, Everyone in my party has just disappeared into another plane of existence. And I'm like, well, this is just me. Everyone else is voiped. I guess I am the last one standing.
Can I, oh, sorry.
Yeah, Biddy, make a dexterity saving throw as the squirrel.
Squirrels have advantage on dexterity saves, and they are a +1.
As this is happening, can I, like, zap my familiar, like,
Mhm.
into existence near Biddy?
Yeah.
Like, go pick up that squirrel.
Cool.
Was that with advantage?
Yeah.
I did
no.
click advantage.
No, so go do one more roll. Cool. This,
Wait.
the
Anyway.
tree below you, like the trunk of the tree explodes as this other wooden club is basically passes straight through it like it's almost butter, and suddenly you're falling, and then out of nowhere, oh no, I can't do an owl. Like owls don't make sounds when they fly.
Quite silent.
Very silent.
Comes through and picks you up and starts flying.
God, I'm gonna be eaten.
Bye, Biddy.
The Etten that kind of that took the swing kind of is rummaging through this tree that's falling down and doesn't notice the owl kind of taking off into the night sky.
Can I throw my rock to try and distract them? Like throw it in the opposite direction from where we are?
Yeah, just roll like a dex attack. See how far you can throw it, or just like in how deftly you can throw it to distract them.
So just like an ability check?
Roll like it's an improvised weapon, so just roll plus your dex modifier.
$11.
It's alright. It arcs pretty well, and you are able to kind of throw it on the edge of the path, so it does start like makes a good sound of, and the second one kind of turns and starts heading towards the path and gets down on its knees and starts like scraping away.
Have we still got the one that was trying to smack Eamon though? Is that still right near us?
He's currently going through the tree, and like bits of wood are flying through the areas. He's kind of like moving this tree around.
Okay, well, yeah, just continuing to try and get out of there. Can't see anybody though, so just sort of moving in the direction I think people are going.
Cool. By probably about 15 minutes pass as you're all kind of like heading away, Biddy being held aloft by an owl, and then just
Convinced that she's gonna be eaten.
Please let it bring you back to its nest.
Well, it's Shade's familiar, so he's just getting.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh well, I'm just having a chat with him since I can talk to familiars. Immediately thought I was gonna be eaten and started like trying to escape, and then he's like, "Whoa."
What do you want to say to Shade's familiar as he's like, "Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Holy fuck!"
That's a good catch.
Thanks.
Do you know where everyone is?
Not
I mean,
particularly. Shade's
They
around here
can't be in
somewhere.
another dimension
No.
since you're here.
Yeah, no, I can definitely sense Shade somewhere. I can't see him, but it's like, fucking, that was incredible. My heart is pounding.
That was wild. Alright, well, I guess we just kind of hang out for a bit, fly around, see some stuff.
Yeah, maybe away from those big scary things.
Yeah, any direction that is not there.
Yeah, let's just find a safe spot.
I want to try and have a look and see how high are we flying?
Currently, like, you've kind of gone off the path, so you're a good solid 200 feet above, like, any kind of surface.
So it's probably not going to be very useful to me to try and see or smell or try and work out if I can see where they are.
Not particularly. I mean, you could definitely try, but the DC will be so high that
Yeah.
you need next.
And I get the owl to fly a little lower.
Mhm.
Like, still away from the Etten,
Mhm.
or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But fly a little lower so I can see if I can see stuff moving that looks like when someone walks, or see if I can
Yeah.
smell where they might be. I don't know if being invisible stops you being smelled.
After different, like a little bit of convincing, you're able to get the owl to fly lower. He kind of swoops over once. Just make a perception roll for me.
I have advantage on that as well. Fine.
Nice. You're actually able to see quite a few because everyone else's stealth rolls.
Oh, I got even better.
Yeah. Basically, you can see 3 sets of little puffs of dirt running down the back down the path. At this point, probably about 15 minutes have passed since the camp was invaded, and you're all kind of pretty far away from the camp.
I'm gonna tell the owl to fly lower so that I can try and like signal them a little bit. Are they all moving in generally the same direction?
Yeah, 2 of them seem to be so close together they might actually run into each other.
Yeah, I might just try and make some like squirrel noises to see if I can get their attention so they know I still exist.
Aiden and Aemond, you hear just quickly. You watch as an owl swoops past, making squirrel noises, and you see a squirrel hanging from an owl, just going.
Aiden thinks to himself, is that Betty? Doesn't say anything though.
Eamon's thinking to himself, someone's after us.
That poor squirrel, oh no.
I didn't know owls could do that.
Do we? All right. So, do we still hear the things pursuing us, or have they kind of given up?
Make a perception roll.
I've done worse. 15.
It seems to be that they've given up chase. They seem to have searched. They may have given up just because they thought they were getting a free dinner, but.
Okay. Well, then, if I think that they've given up as Biddy comes, as that owl swoops by, or whatever, I will just call it Biddy, and see if anything happens.
Biddy, you hear Aiden calling your name.
Do another like flyby with squirrel noises.
Oi, come down here.
I'm assuming that Shade knows that this is his familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I figured that, like, when I woke up, I kind of saw everything. I saw that you weren't there. And I saw, like, a thing in a tree with another, like, white thing. I'm like, put it all together.
It's like math equations.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, like, the main. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'll ask his familiar to just, like, park himself in a tree near them so I can run down.
Cool. You do so, and you all watch as Biddy, in squirrel form, runs down the side of the tree and runs up to where you think you're all completely invisible, but then look back and watch as this dust trail is like slowly rising into the air. You see one more set of dust prints kind of running towards you as well.
Okay, well, I guess there's no point in this anymore. Hey, Betty, did you see them when you were up there?
It's a strange experience, Biddy. Like,
Squirrel noises.
you hear
Damn
you hear Aiden's voice, but like you don't see him.
I'm just gonna like sort of lean out from the tree and try and like touch someone.
Accidentally poking Shade in the face.
Just stroking your face with my little squirrel hands.
That's not his face at that height. It's his ankle.
Hey, Biddy, that's not my nose.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna sit here and wait for y'all to do something.
Right, so that was fun. I hope we all enjoyed that.
Hi, a little evening stroll, a little bit of a fear for your life. Who doesn't? So I got into this business, isn't it? Adventuring and all that.
Yeah, I imagine. Yes.
Shade, are you around anywhere?
I'm here. That was a rude awakening.
I mean, it was a gentle kick. If it helps.
Suppose it saved my life, so I owe you that.
And like, if you were asleep, the spell wouldn't have worked, and then you'd be mush.
Ah, you're right.
All right, well, all our bedding and everything is back where we came from, so what are we going to do? I'm not so sure it's safe to return to camp
You
and try and
guys still
rest.
invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just this voices back and forth.
When does Biddy become Biddy again? Or is this just one of the myriad of things?
Girl shrugs.
Whenever she feels like it, I suppose.
I'll like unlock it, band it, and just like have him scoot up to Biddy. Just keep an eye on her.
I pat the weasel.
So, Eamon, does your father know you're a whatever you are,
A
magic
fantastic
user of sorts?
adventurer.
Does he approve? I know a lot about disapproving fathers.
You could say that my father and I don't always see eye to eye, but it's more a difference on a few opinions. It's not really to do with magic.
Seems like a very pragmatic man.
Yes, he's an interesting fellow.
So we're all just standing here, invisible,
I'm-
talking.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
make some hand motions, like let.
Yeah, all right, decision time. What are we going to do?
I don't know, do I see a giant two-headed fucking
Yeah,
monster over
Yeah,
there?
I wasn't actually sure if that map was what we're seeing or not.
As you turn around, you're all standing there, and this giant stone just goes into the middle of the pathway. With that, we're going to take our break and come back to a very interesting round of combat between Annette and the party. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. welcome back, everyone, and we're going to kick it off with some amazing combat. So, if I can get everyone to roll initiative for me.
Come on.
Yeah, now the big rolls come out. Except for Biddy.
Except for me. That's fine, I'm a squirrel, I'm just chilling anyway.
Alright. Well, Eamon, you're up first. Oh, sorry, Shade, what did you roll?
He rolled a 6. Oh, is that new?
6. Yeah, no, that's alright. I'll add that in. Alright, Eamon, you're up first.
This is a terrible place for me to be in the initiative order. Which one of these tokens is Aiden?
The one to the right, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So Eamon will sort of like reach into his robes and he'll pull out this like sort of golden chain which has like a ruby at the end of it. And holding onto that, he will begin to incant and he will cast haste on Aiden. And then I'm gonna move. So at that point, invisibility drops on everybody.
Yep.
And then I just want to move. There, if that's possible.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be my turn.
Cool. So, with that, the Enton just two heads snap towards these three figures that have just suddenly reappeared. And there's this massive cry of... and it is going to...
Uh-oh.
Where are we? Bob, where? That's not the right button. Screen. Alright, yep, there, and we're going to go to... So he's going to take a run, leap, and you can see him kind of readying. One of his hands is carrying the tree you saw before, and the other one is carrying kind of like a fashioned piece of metal that seems to have like a kind of sharpened blade on one end, and it kind of goes into this like waiting stance. And with that as well, off in the distance you hear another
Oh yeah.
but nothing quite yet. Aiden, you feel
All right,
your body,
I will.
like the world around you slows down and you feel this invigorated energy as you move with extra haste.
He thinks to himself, "Oh, this must be what Valvoth was feeling." All right, close the distance on Mr. Eden, and I will use the hasted attack to use Booming Blade.
Cool.
Hold on. Where's my sword and stuff? Is that inventory? Yes, it is. Nice.
Your first swing just goes kind of like this weird arc, and its leg kind of just slides backwards, and you hit harmlessly into the dirt.
Okay. So that didn't work. That's cool. I will just use my additional 2 attacks to make normal attacks, not booming blades.
Cool. With an eruption of earth, there's as you take its second swing, and it just like takes its other foot back, and you miss again, but you use that momentum to thrust forward and just like cut across its belly, doing a critical hit.
You better believe we're going to Divine Smite that. That's second level.
Do it.
What are your rules for crits again? You had a different
so
system from
you can-
memory.
Basically, everything's max for the first set of dice, and then your second roll, like you just roll your damage, and we'll add that to things. So, just roll your
Alright.
damage.
Yep. Okay. Damage. Okay, so it gives me the chance to do critical hit, but for what we're talking about, I should just ignore Foundry's critical hit thing.
Yeah.
Okay, do a normal roll and then max damage for the second.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. That looks good. And then I got to do the Divine Smite.
So it'll be 4. So that's 14 points of damage for the slashing damage.
Does that does your crit rule transfer to his smite as well, or
Yeah.
just the weapon dice?
Yeah, no, it'll be the.
So it'll be
Okay, so
48
that's-
maxed.
Yeah, so what I've rolled there, so that's just the level 2 Divine Smite normal roll and normal roll for the slashing.
So 53 divine smite damage.
Yeah. Cool. As you slash forward, this arcing energy builds up around your sword, and just, and that booming sound from your blade that's kind of echoing over the valley is joined by this cacophonous roar in front of you, as you watch the intestines of this creature just kind of flop out and fly sideways. It's still up, but it took a fuckload of damage in that first round.
Eamon's giving 2 thumbs up from the from like behind this rock wall.
Is there anything else you want to do, Aiden?
Sorry, it was just, how much damage did we say it was?
It's 53 for smite, and
You said a total 65, or did I do that wrong?
That sounds wrong. It was 14 for normal and
14 for the slashing damage. Plus, so how many d8? It was 3d8, so 4d8 rather.
Yeah, so I've rolled the 4d8, so then you go, so 48 times, so 8 by 4 is 32, plus 21 for the first smite, plus 6 for the first slashing, plus another 8 for the second slashing, 67.
47. Alright, yep. Plus 21, plus 14. Why the hell is that doing that? Sorry, I'm using calculator.
So I got to 67.
Yep, so did I. Never mind.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so anyway, that's the damage, combined radiant and slashing. Bonus action I will use for what's that spell called? Sacred Shield? No, Shield of Faith. That's the one.
Cool. And does it have to make a save now or at the start of its turn?
For what?
Shield of Faith.
that's no,
Oh,
should
no,
have
that's
been
plus
plus 2.
2 to you. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I'm thinking Spirit Guardians.
Yep, so that is me. Movement, bonus action, all attacks.
Cool. The Shade, you're up next.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna do 2 things. Yeah, I'm just gonna pretty much straight up just cast Eldritch Blast at it.
Cool. Roll
With my 2 hits.
2 hits.
Okay, I got a nat 1 for an 8, and I got a 23.
Cool. The second one hits. I don't think
I
you've
think
ever
I've
hit.
yet to get
Yeah.
a single one where I've actually got both hits. Cool. So the second one hits for 13 force damage plus my 3 fire damage.
Cool. How do you want to do this?
Ah, sweet. Cool. I'm gonna run up to it, and can I jump up to its head?
Heads.
Can I jump that high?
Mm.
With my actually, hang on. Can I use my like genie flotation thing? I think I can do
Yeah.
it as a bonus action.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to like run up, do that, and then just like grab its head and just like straight into it.
Eldritch blasts its heads together. Sweet. You all watch as Shade kind of like takes this running leap, and this weird fog seems to creep out from all the stones and coalesce around his feet and starts to spin, and you watch as it launches him towards the heads. He claps his hands together, and these two Eldritch blasts, one kind of missing the first head, goes into the side of the stone wall, and stone kind of scatters across the little valley. And then his left hand explodes with energy, and you watch as the two heads of this Etten is just removed completely, and you watch it... And you watch as Shade kind of comes like slowly floating down and lands on his feet. It was fucking cool.
Yeah. I like that. That's sick.
So we just watched this thing fall down.
Yeah, its body just falls down, completely dead. That crit.
Well,
Well,
I'm not really sure why we were running away all that time.
get ready to do it again.
Biddy, is there anything you want to do?
Was that other one still coming?
You can feel
Was
the
there
ground just...
Ounce of it. Okay. I'm gonna move a little bit so I can see what's happening.
Mhm.
To there. Okay. I'm gonna cast. Is it coming from like up?
Yeah, up the pathway where you've all...
Okay. I'm gonna cast Spike Growth.
Mhm.
So it's a 20-foot radius, and I want to cast it sort of along this
Okay.
like area up at the top.
Yep. And...
Do it.
So a 20-foot radius?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can...
Does that reach both?
Yeah, it does when it's like there. You'll have to run through it.
I also am not a squirrel anymore. I started being a squirrel. That's probably it.
Cool. Alright. Aemond, is there anything you would like to do?
So we heard it like yell out, and we're just sort of assuming it's coming towards us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I saw it throw a big rock before, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna go. I want to like try and give myself cover as best I can on this rocky bluff here.
Yeah.
And
That
I
would
just
have
want to
been
like
smart.
I just want to hold like a firebolt if it comes within range.
Yeah, sure. And absolutely does come into range as you watch it kind of like almost at a full sprint, come charging through the spike growth.
Through the spike growth.
Yeah. Can I show this one? Whoop.
Is it gonna try and recognize that it's hazardous, or is it just
No,
running?
it's running. It heard the cry for
Okay.
help, and it's charging.
So it's 2d4 piercing for every 5 feet.
Cool. At this point, it gets through here. So, do you want to roll your 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of damage?
So it's 8d4.
8d4.
Right.
14.
Man, it is not my night.
And Aemond, you can roll your damage for your firebolt. That's 9 fire damage. As this thing kind of turns the corner and starts charging through the spike growth, it's like starts to slow up, and you're watching as like bits of plant growth and things that are flying off its shins. it gets hit in the face by one of its face by a firebolt, and just
Yup.
hand over hand pulls back one of the trees and just launches it directly at Aemond for
Please don't. Am I benefiting from any sort of cover, or?
Yeah, definitely, and I don't think you could have been fucking right in front of it. And still, does a 4 hit you?
No, incredibly.
It hand over hand just chucks it, and this thing gets like slams into a tree that's kind of embedded in the stone wall, and then falls to the ground. It funnily enough, there's still that sound
Which sound?
of like that footfall.
There's more than 2.
The kids.
Yeah.
I was like, these things are surprisingly easy to kill.
Yeah, these are the
I
children.
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Well, yeah, that was my turn. I held my turn. Came running in.
Cool. Let me. Just quickly getting some things together as well because
Just quickly throwing 3 more of these bad boys in here.
Is this when the red dragon comes back?
Yeah. Aiden.
Okay. So I don't see it, but I heard the sound of a rock being tossed. I'm guessing.
Yeah, you don't see it actually because it's pitch black and it's night,
Right.
and you don't have dark vision.
Yeah, I do.
Oh yeah, you do.
I don't have dark vision though. Should I have rolled with disadvantage or?
Technically yes, but because I'm an idiot and
I have
forgot. don't worry about
120
it.
feet of dark vision.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Monster.
Okay. Well, did I see the direction that stone came from?
You definitely like there's kind of shale and rocks kind of falling in all directions. You know that there's something on the other side of that of that formation.
Right. Okay. Well, and the stone went over to Aemir, yeah. So
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna go and see if he's okay because I can't actually see him from here, and he was kind enough to give me magical powers. Ah, there it is.
Yeah, he's like back up against the wall, sort of cowering a little after this like tree got lobbed at him.
How do you do the multi thing on this? So how do I draw? Like I want to draw there and then go to my left. How do I lay down? Am I just using the wrong tools? Is this one?
So hold control and then just like click as you go, like left click.
Oh yeah. Oh, whoops, wrong button. Yeah. So yeah, which way are you heading?
Yeah, and I will just hold an action to attack it should it come in range.
Cool. Shade.
Yeah, cool. Can I I'm gonna move up. Oops, hang on. There we go. To just for now, about 20 feet up. Like there-ish,
Yeah.
20, 25 feet. Can I see
Yeah.
any
absolutely.
more? So I know I can see that guy,
Yeah,
but
that-
you said we like could hear the others.
Um,
Can I see any from here?
make a perception roll. Just because do you have dark vision?
Yep.
Cool. Yep. Just make a perception roll.
10.
10. Just beyond the map there, you see one more Etten with 2 ropes that kind of extend out in front of him. At the end of each rope are 2 giant wolves,
Oh fuck.
and they're kind of at the end of their leash, just kind of.
Okay. Can I, on
They're animals, right? Biddy's up. She can deal with this.
Biddy.
can I on the Eden?
Mhm.
He's within. Yep, he's within range.
Yep.
Can I cast polymorph?
Sure.
I want to turn him into a little mouse.
What's the save?
It is a Wisdom 15.
Public roll, because I want you all to see this. 5. So, you all watch as this Etten just into a what again?
A mouse.
A mouse. You hear.
And then, with my familiar's turn,
Yeah.
I would like him to swoop in, pick up the mouse, and just fly straight up.
Cool. It does just straight up into the air, but as it's kind of floating down, you watch as the 2 direwolves are just almost the essentially was just the ropes were cut and they have launched themselves through the spike growth. We'll get to that eventually on their turn, but they are definitely loose.
Seems fine.
Anything else you want to do, Shade?
And I'm going to tell my familiar, once you get to approximately, I'm just going to tell him to keep flying up. Just keep going up
Cool.
until I say.
He's flying at full speed straight
Yep.
up. Biddy.
Yeah. Everyone's gone different ways, and that's not helpful. What size are direwolves?
In terms of their size category,
Yeah.
large.
Okay. What's my movement? I think I only have 25. Okay, so I'm gonna move 25 feet, so that's to there. And then I'm going to. I hate concentration spells. I'm going to cast. What does this do? I'm gonna cast Create Bonfire
Okay.
under one of the direwolves.
Alright. So
Let me double check.
your spike growth would disappear.
Oh, wait, that's concentration. God damn it. Why are there so many concentration spells in here? Okay, we're not doing that. What we're gonna do is. Okay, I'm gonna cast Thorn Whip at one of the direwolves.
Cool. Roll
Can't
attack.
reach it. That's a lie. I can't
Oh,
reach
you
it.
Can't reach it.
Okay, you guys, everyone split up. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, cast my Hawk Spirit.
Okay.
So it's a 30-foot radius, and I'm just gonna cast it sort of right near where Shade is.
Yep.
And so that's advantage on attack rolls. I can choose to give someone advantage on their attack roll.
Okay.
And that's it, because they're all going to come running at me, so I'm not going to move any further.
Cool. Aemond, your turn.
Oh, damn it. So this one here is being turned into a mouse. Is that right? And being like whisked away.
No. So this one here.
One of the back.
Ah, perfect. That's okay then. Let me just check a range. Sweet. So from where I am, I'll sort of raise that same ruby on a golden chain up, and sort of hold it to my forehead. And as I do this, sort of like ethereal like whip of energy will sort of like lash out at this one here.
Yeah.
I just need it to make a intelligence saving throw, please, as I cast Tasha's Mind Whip.
Okay. Intelligence score. All right. Saving throw. Nine.
Awesome. That's a fail. So it takes only 6 psychic damage,
Yeah.
but I linked the spell there, so on its turn it chooses whether it takes a move, an action, or a bonus action, and only gets one of them.
Okay.
And then I will peter back a little bit. That's my turn.
Saving throws against being blinded. No, I guess. Yeah, no. He doesn't get advantage on the saving throw because of his 2 heads.
Excellent.
Because it's not being charmed or things. It's straight damage. Okay. On Dago. Alright. He's going to take his full movement because he's not too bright. Up to this. Yeah, he's going to up to the guy in front of him, but he can't do much else other than.
So that's going to trigger my held action.
Yep.
So just confirming, I don't get the hasted action, right? I'm just in my two sword swings.
Yeah. Just.
He's also taken spike growth damage.
Yes. So roll your spike growth damage.
How many feet did he move?
It was 10 feet.
Okay. So that's 4d4. 9.
Cool.
I guess that doesn't actually hit.
The 18 hits.
Uh, 8 damage and Divine Smite. Why not?
Sure.
Just level 1.
Just as long as it's not crit again, then I'm happy.
No.
13. Still, as you're kind of like standing there, your blade ready, your first hit kind of like slices its calf muscle, and this golden energy flows through it, and just you watch him kind of trip and stumble towards you. Your second hit, going in for like a stabbing maneuver, just goes a little bit wide, and this thing's very cross. The 2 dire wolves are going to make their move in towards Shade, so 50 feet each. Oh, this one's probably not going to be able to fit. It's gonna move. Oh yeah, it can just fit in against Aiden. So they are gonna take. So pack tactics. His allies. So it's got advantage on attack roll with against Aiden.
23 is what you're looking for.
Well, go fuck yourself.
How many?
Just be glad I don't know my reaction, otherwise it'd be 28.
For a 19, it runs up, and the jaws kind of come down on your arm, and this blue energy that's kind of crackling over your regular armor just holds back its teeth.
How many feet did they move through the spike growth?
Yep. Thank you for reminding me.
That's okay. It's all I've got at the moment.
One was 25 feet for one, and 20 feet for the other.
So that's 10d4? Yes.
Yes.
And then the other one is 8d4.
Yeah.
So the first one's 23, and the other one's 20.
Before they got to you, Aiden, the one in front of you looks bloody as hell. Like it's covered in cuts and scratches. Same with the one in front of you, Shade, but it's still going to take its attack at you. But it doesn't have advantage on it. It's just. Does a 12 hit you? Fuck, I'm rolling so bad.
No.
So much for TPK.
There's always next session.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have stayed as a squirrel. I can go back to a squirrel if you want.
No, I gotta figure out some way to get around this spike growth.
Yeah,
It's
it's
all I've
pretty good.
got. It's all I've got. You can't.
Yeah, so they're gonna finish their turn. Aiden, you're up.
Right. Which one of these guys looks the most squirrely? Like, do I think any of them can get past me?
The wolf could probably bound over a couple of the rocks and like run off the side of the valley. So he looks like he could get past you.
All right, let's deal with him first. So hasted action, booming blade on him.
Miss.
Yep, that's going to be a miss.
Yeah. You slash forward and its sparks explode as your sword hits the stone wall.
Cool. Well, then I'll just do normal attacks against him. Well, one hit.
That last one hits as you kind of scraping your sword across the stone. It catches, and you're not able to do it. And then one kind of comes free and slashes across him. He kind of yelps as the sword cuts into its flesh.
Why not Divine Smite again? Yeah. 20.
Cool. As the sword kind of passes through the flesh, there's this small little burst of radiant energy in the dog, and it just collapses to the ground. And cool. Is that everything?
Oh my god, a bonus. Yeah, I'll leave it there.
Cool. Shade, you're up.
Cool. So my familiar's going to keep flying up
Yep.
this
still-
turn, so
It
probably
even,
like 80 feet now.
and even like goes over the edge of the cliff, so you're looking at like 180 feet.
Okay. Oh, I was kind of hoping to keep him like above us.
Oh yeah, no, straight
Yep.
up then. Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah.
Probably closer to 100 feet because it would have been, yeah.
Yep. Okay, 100 feet, sweet. And because I don't want to trigger an opportunity attack, I am going to cast Armor of Agathis myself
Cool.
for 20. I think it's 20 temp HP. And yeah, if it hits me, it takes 20 cold damage.
Cool.
And I don't think I've got anything else to do with my bonus action. Nope.
All right. Biddy.
Okay. So I'm gonna move. I need to measure something. Hold up. I'm gonna move to about there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and oh wait, I'm gonna move one more square. Sorry, it's very specific. All right, and now I want to cast Thorn Whip on the dire wolf and pull it towards me so that Shade gets an attack of opportunity against it.
Fantastic. All right. Roll an attack. Whip forward and you feel something attach and you pull and you see this branch and that's kind of come out of the rock face just off. And
Can I give myself advantage on it?
Sure,
with my Hawk Spirit?
Yeah, yep. Absolutely.
Oh, God.
The hawk, even with the Hawk Spirit behind you, that branch is locked in tight and it skips across the ground and like slams into your shins.
Alright. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna hang out.
Aemond, you're up.
So how is this Etten looking? Is it quite wounded?
Pretty hurt. Like it's definitely not as bad as that first one. After that 80 like round one, but like it's one of the heads is kind of like cross-eyed and bleeding from the mouth and.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, I'll like once again I'll like sort of spiral my amulet a little bit, and as I do, a bunch of small glowing darts will appear around me before all of them sort of send forth at this creature, and I'll cast Magic Missile using a 3rd level slot.
Cool.
That's not right. It should be third. I think 5d4.
Yeah. So just do that 5 more times and... Oh, there we go. 16, so 20?
So total of 20.
Cool. As all these little darts fly out and start slamming it from different directions, it kind of stumbles one way, and then as it does, another missile comes up and hits it an uppercut. You watch as one of the heads just goes limp, and the other one's just sitting there raging. It's looking really hurt.
Cool. And now that I've pissed it off and it can use all of its stuff again, 5, 15, 5, actually, can I like press myself up against that wall,
Yep.
or is it not enough space?
Yeah, no, that's
sweet.
fine. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah, just while that's happening, Aiden's there. He's holding this Etten at bay, and he just yells back without looking. All right, I'll hold him in place. You take care of him.
Yep.
Yeet, gone.
You hear like skittering noises.
With that, the Etten looks down at you. I'll just do the direwolf is going to take an attack against Shade. So for a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And then damage. Just normal. So 9 points of piercing damage. And you have to make a strength saving throw.
No. So 9 points. It'll also take that 20 cold damage.
Is it just 20 flat 20?
It says, blah 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 blah. Surround you in your gear. You gain 5 points for the duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack, while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage and it increases for every level. So at 4th level, 20. Yeah, so
Cool.
flat 20.
It takes a chunk of you, and as it does, its jaw kind of clamps around you, and the armor reacts, and this shards of ice just explode out of the part of your arm or your shoulder that this wolf's clamped down on, and you watch as one shard of ice kind of protrudes through its eye, and it just goes limp.
Okay, and my strength throw was 11, by the way.
Cool. You fall onto the ground with this dead body on top of you.
Okay. Do I need to make a save to maintain my concentration? Polymorph?
Yes.
Okay, that's a con save?
Con save, yeah.
Okay. 10?
10 just makes it.
Okay. You. Bird's still flying there. He's at 60, flying at 160 feet.
Yep.
Okay. Mad.
The Etten in front of you, Aiden, looks at you, looks at its massive club in the wall, reaches out, grabs it, pulls it back and holds it overhead, and just swings it as hard as it can into the rock wall to your right. Its right, your left. It's going to see how much damage it can do with that. So, yep. And
Do I get to make a dexterous save to evade it?
you will, as it hits. Can I get? Yeah, it's just you on that side. As it hits, there's this massive rolling sound, and you watch as boulders start to roll down the side of the hill. Just make a dex saving throw.
Cool. So because of haste, I get this at advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So please, one of my dice be good. That's a 16.
16. And this one, you watch as you kind of take a running, couple of steps backwards. This massive stone hits the Etten in its remaining head, and you just watch it crush like a watermelon. It straight up just killed itself to kill you, as you watch all these stones fall around you. Some are pummeling you. It's a full-blown landslide, and 21 bludgeoning damage halved.
Okay, so 10.
10, yeah. 10 points of bludgeoning damages. Most of the stones that hit you aren't particularly large, but this area is now considered rough terrain. But luckily, the only remaining Etten is the one that has been polymorphed.
Go.
Your familiar's at quite a range.
Yep. Could I? So this thing would be like over 200 feet in the air now.
Yeah.
Okay. Could I still communicate with my familiar?
That's the age-old question.
He's in for a rude surprise.
He's just gonna continually fly up. I'm just gonna double check familiar.
Warlocks get a few things that help them, but it's usually 100 feet to telepathically communicate.
Yeah.
So does he just on autopilot keep going until he's out of the atmosphere? Or?
Yeah. Like,
You could technically pocket dimension him from anywhere, though.
Okay. Fuck it. Sucks to be him. Can I... Where the Etten was, and
Yeah.
where he's been flying this rat straight up,
yeah.
can I mold Earth into a spike,
Absolutely. 100%.
and then drop concentration?
Yep. As you're kind of looking up, the rest of you are kind of looking in the same direction, trying to figure out where this thing's gone. You've lost sight of your familiar, and all of a sudden, this shadow just kind of starts blocking out some of the stars in the moonlight, and you hear this scream that kind of shudders the mountain, and just this spike just protruding out, just jelly across all the ground, and this owl flying straight down. Well, you could have warned me.
All right.
Little help over here.
I will just use Mold Earth to comfortably help Aiden out of this little landslide over here.
Cool.
I'm gonna. Oh wait, I wouldn't say this, would I?
I don't know. I mean, there's a fair bit of time here, I imagine.
At this point, like we're out of combat, and
I'm dropping my
everything is
spike
dead.
growth.
Yeah, so I give you a very noticeable wink, Shade, as I'm obviously molding Earth.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna see this and be like, really? Really? Could have done this yourself?
Don't worry, Shade. I mean, you're still useful. Whenever we need to disappear people, we've got you for that.
Or drop them from a very far height.
Okay,
You're right.
I'll be honest. I feel like we should have done this from the start, you know, rather than creeping around for 15 minutes.
That's fine.
Well, it's good to explore all avenues, wouldn't you say?
Aye,
Now we
chalk
know
it
for
up.
next time, we can just throw them in the air and destroy them with your sword.
Life lesson.
Exactly.
So, you think it's safe? You think we need to worry about any others coming?
Well, that's already more than I thought there was, so...
Would Ettins eat people?
But sorry.
Ettins eat people. Would I know that? If they do or don't?
Make a history check.
Mm,
Or actually, history or nature.
19. On 19 on history.
Not the favorite food, but they are known to have eaten people. Like they're more territorial than anything.
Okay. Can I search the bodies just to see if either inside or outside there's like anything of interest?
Yeah, absolutely. Make an investigation roll.
Wait. 16?
16. As you're kind of making, like, as part of, like, getting Aiden out and looking through the rubble of this area where the collapsed side of the mountain, you start to find bits and pieces of, like, not what you're expecting, like timber, and you think you find a plate, and you're finding like bits of a house or like a small hut, and then as you're kind of like lifting one piece of rock, you see a mangled human corpse, freshly dead. And that's where we'll leave tonight episode.
Oh,
Oh,
So we'll pick up next time.
so many
on
questions.
Hardcore roleplay. Always trying to end on a cliffhanger. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good night. Love each other, and we'll see you next time.